Dashia D.
And it's JStan.
Welcome back to In Retrospect Podcast, where we look beyond the surface to find understanding.
Bring you laughs, knowledge, and culture.
So sit back, relax, and join the convo. So, there's been a lot going on in the news. Some things that are foolishness and some things that are super serious. We're just going to touch on two out of the array of things. So first thing that we want to unpack is Mr. West. He is currently talking to anyone who will talk to him and interview him. He has been kicked off of Instagram. He has been kicked off of Twitter. All of these different companies have cut ties with him, including Adidas, Balenciaga, Vogue, his talent agency, his lawyer. His shows have been canceled. His documentary that was on Netflix, gone. So, what's your initial thoughts on this fiasco?
I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I figured everybody was going to follow suit and drop him with everything that he was affiliated with. I mean, he did say certain things that you shouldn't say out loud or even have thoughts like that, in my honest opinion, which was really, bothersome. But the things that I saw that were done when he mentioned his comments were like, it was like unlike anything I've ever seen before. He made he had that the speech. I don't even really want to talk about that too much specifically. I want to talk about the aftermath of everything that talk came from it, because what he said, it just wasn't right. It was really like, what's the word I'm looking for here? It was very like bothersome. That kind of speech is not needed in the society that we're trying to build. Unfortunately, it does exist. But everything that came from like the back end of it, the backlash, I would say from that is that, I've never seen a bank say, "Hey, come pick your money up. We won't be banking here no more." I've never seen that. I've never seen things such as shoe companies trying to, separate themselves. I've seen that, but not on this grand of a scale, because they were one of the last people to pull out from him. Adidas was trying to hold on to him and stuff like that, which was interesting to me. And then they're still saying that they're going to sell the shoe without his name on the shoe, but keep all the designs and everything. And technically, it's technically still the shoe without his name on it. So
What what
yeah,
blows what blows my mind is that for a couple of years now, Kanye has been very clear that Kanye has been very anti-black. He has made some very anti-black statements. Okay. And so what blows my mind is that all while he was doing that, he still had this money. He still had these endorsements, right? The minute he says something about Jewish people is when everybody's like, "Oh, no, no, that's a wrap. We gonna cut ties with him," and that's crazy to me. It's like
is it? Is it
it
crazy?
is. It is
It can't
crazy.
be that crazy. You see how many slave movies we have. It can't be that crazy.
I
Come on now.
understand that, but it's disheartening. That's what it is. It's disheartening because it's like he can shit on his own people, black
Yeah.
people, but let him say something about Jewish people, which at the end of the day, people may disagree with me. Jewish people are white people at the end of the day. Me and you, we can't wake up and decide if we're gonna be black today. Okay. When we go into spaces, you are a black man, I am a black woman, whatever uh whatever they think about us, stereotypes and all, that's what they think. That's what's attached to us. A Jewish person, unless you are assuming, they can't be identified unless they have on some kind of necklace, bracelet, tattoo, whatever. So it irritates me that we are not in spaces like these companies to be able to pull the plug on him a long time ago. He needs to get help.
Of
He needs to
course,
get
I agree.
attention.
I agree. He does need the help. That he does definitely need that help. Uh, he definitely is really hot right now. Kanye West is definitely hotter than you know. He's extremely hot. Like, nobody wants to touch him right now. People are disassociating themselves with him, which is interesting to me, because when he did have the money, everybody wanted to have a piece of him, get a piece of the pie in some capacity, which is interesting. So it's like, okay, now he's, in a sense, I wouldn't say in a sense, but he's lost money. That's evident. With all
He's
these endorsements, all
really,
these deals with everything, he's lost money. Now all of a sudden everybody's like, oh no, we can't be around you. And I'm just like, ugh. that is interesting because what the folks that were with him when he had the money and enduring all of that are now disassociating themselves from him. But it's like it's interesting to see because it's like you were okay with all the behavior, you let all this stuff happen, you really didn't never speak up from what we can see from the outside looking in. It's just interesting to see how everybody's standoffish. Don't get me wrong, not everyone, you still have some folks that are so-called standing beside him through this ordeal or whatnot. But honestly, he brought all this stuff on himself at the end of the day. That's really what happened. But it's just, it's really disheartening, like you said, because it's not just him saying stuff about black folks in general. It's a lot of folks that say stuff about black people in general in the news, and then the consequences don't come until they bring up another group into it, and then all of a sudden action is taken. It's got to change because it's not getting no better. And it's wild that when he brought up the Jewish community, and then all of a sudden all types of action was taken. It was really.
I'm also, go ahead.
Oh no, that's all I had.
I'm also tired of people saying free speech, free speech, free speech. Listen, when you're saying something that can be harmful to other people, that's when it's a problem. Him saying George Floyd died from fentanyl and the police's knee wasn't on his neck like that, that's harmful because you are a person who you are in the public eye, you have a lot of pull on certain people, and that's not okay to share that narrative. And people who continue to spend money on him, I do not understand you because
I never bought a pair of Yeezys, to be completely honest with you.
I don't get it.
That's why I was confused, and I never bought none of that stuff from the Gap. That's why I was always confused. Everybody wearing Yeezy. I never bought a Yeezy before, or even the clothes. I was confused all the way all around, and it's just really wild too. I don't know. And now people are burning their stuff. Why are you burning your clothes? Stop burning your clothes. You done paid money for the clothes. Why you burning the clothes and the shoes?
Right.
What are you doing?
Right. And side note, we never addressed the fact that he randomly came for Lizzo and her size and saying that we're praising obesity. Sir, no disrespect. Your mother died on the table from trying to get weight loss surgery. Also, you were married to somebody who had a BBL. You know how many women are dying from that? Also, you are subjecting us to a mental health episode. All of us. We are watching you spiral out of control. And that's not healthy. Like I said.
Yeah, I also say too, he needs to be better about like saying these things in public. I think honestly, a lot of folks don't really see the wrong and what they got going on until like major consequences are taken against them. Like, oh, I'm pretty sure he feels it because his money's been affected. I don't care who you are. When the money starts to get affected, that's when you start to pay attention. And it's crazy because he says all this stuff on the regular. Everybody will say that, oh man, yeah, he's on medication, he's trying to get better. Yeah, he is. And essentially you would hope so. You would hope so. He has the meds to do better, to be better, but he don't take them consistently like he needs to, right? But it just amazes me how he can continually get in front of these cameras and say all the wrong things to people that he actually has looking up to him, that are looking and trying to emulate what he does. And not only that, he represents so many brands, including himself, and he supports a lot of people. So the people that are working under him are like, well, dang. Now, if they're doing other business ventures with folks that he pissed off, it's not going to go well. Now, they got folks looking at them sideways because of the person they're working for or working with.
My last comment is this. Black men, if you needed a sign that mental health is a real thing, go look at every video Kanye has done in the last week. If you need help, go get the help. And I'm not trying to be condescending, I swear. If you need help, go get the help, because we have the luxury of going through our stuff and unpacking our stuff without the public being in it. He does not. You know why? Because people continue to exploit the fact that he's having an episode by having
so Kanye right now.
Get the help you
Kanye right now, he's hotter than Cash Money Records in 1999. So hopefully he gets the help that he needs because he has a lot going on. He really does, truly.
Unfortunately, Brittney Griner, they upheld her sentence of 9 years for the cannabis oil. in spite of the fact that that's not the normal sentencing in that country for said drug, and in spite of the fact that she has a prescription for cannabis.
Yeah, it's the whole situation is really unfortunate. It's really like the more and more you start to hear about the whole situation, is like, yeah, she knows better and this, that, and the third. People are saying this, but then it's like if she has a medical like issue, it actually has the prescription or has like the paperwork from whatever said doctor, and it's just like, where are we getting however many years that where is this coming from? It's really insane. Like,
you don't think the U.S. has something that Russia wants?
We definitely do.
I mean,
definitely do. They're using her as a pawn for sure. But what I'm saying is the sentencing that she got is unprecedented. Like, it doesn't make no sense. Like, if she has all these things, even if she were to even break said law that you had in place, how in the world do you come up with something that's not even precedented before, that you've done before? That don't even make no sense. And the more and more that comes out, it really makes you wonder, like they want you not to talk. Like, they're telling all these, high profile athletes as well as certain celebrities not to say too much about the situation while they try to handle it. And it's like, why wouldn't they say more about the situation? But another thing though, like, a lot of folks don't like understand, like, with Russia, like, Russia is really like self-sustaining, like, to the point when I'm saying this for on the back end of all of this, to bring up everything so everybody see the bigger picture. Russia's made itself self-sustaining to the point, like, there's nothing that no one else in the world can do to Russia to affect them. That's why they got this mentality that we gonna do whatever we want, and whatever you can't make us change anything we want to do. Because a lot of the natural resources and stuff that runs Europe over there, like other energy to make stuff go, like solar panel energy and a bunch of other energy, most of that stuff comes from Russia. Like, a lot of folks don't realize that. So when you talking to Russia and you call yourself trying to do certain things with them, it's like, it's gonna be tough. But what they're doing to her over there, that ain't right.
No. Like I said, the last time we discussed her, the average sentencing, if you have 6 grams, is 15 days and a fine.
Yeah.
So
then they let you leave and go home. Then they let you leave and go home.
Yeah, and she's already been there for months. So
months?
Yeah.
I feel like she's been there longer than that.
I feel like it's been a couple of months. Has it been a year?
I wouldn't say it's been a year. It's been at least a good almost half a year. I would say almost 6 months, maybe 5 to 6, something like that. I think it's around there, but she's been there for a little hot minute now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. And a topic I'd like to bring up is with social media. Is there such a thing as folks can't share their happiness on social media? Can folks show their happiness on social media? Is there something wrong with it? What are your thoughts, Dacia?
I want to know what inspired this question before I answer.
What inspired the question? Oh, I saw a TikTok, which basically went over someone saying, hey, me and my significant other use this time in the morning as our happy time to drink our coffee and reflect on what we want our day to be like in the morning. And then immediately after they posted that, somebody was under there like, dang, must be nice. Us real people got to work 9 to 5. And it was like, oh, dang, what kind of job y'all got? Ain't no way in the world y'all able to do that. Then all of a sudden, the person that posted it came back and said, well, my husband's an artist, and I am, I believe she said something along the lines of personal trainer in some capacity or whatnot like that. And then somebody was like, well, that's not enough to maintain a household. You can't do nothing with that. So how did we get here? How did we get from my husband or my significant other and I like to reflect in the morning while we drink coffee to all of that? Which leads back to the question.
I mean, I think people can post whatever they want to post, but just know that you're now opening yourself up to other people's comments. Just like us, we have a podcast, we put it out into the world, and not everybody agrees with what we have to say. Some of those people disagree respectfully, and some do not. I think sometimes people troll just for the hell of it, or they just might be miserable and they troll, and that makes them feel better that they have now pissed somebody off. I think you should share whatever you want to share, but again, just know that not everybody's going to be clapping for you.
Yeah, I've never, me personally, ever been one to show all my whole personal life on social media. So I wouldn't. I mean, hey, each his own. Me personally, I'm not doing that. But just like you said, just know you got to be able to take the blows as they come when you post one of your achievements. Now, granted, I'm all for uplifting folks, but I've seen posts where it's like somebody will post that they graduated from a tech school, or they finished from whatever school that they graduated from, and
Yeah.
somebody would be like, well, dang, would y'all do color in there, or would y'all do what? Come on now, you gotta uplift people are quick to tear down folks, and it just really is, it bothers me a lot. I'm just like, come on now, like you don't have to do that person like that, but people continually decide to do that. And I like you said, it might be coming from a place of jealousy, more than likely that's what it is, or it might be coming from a place of like, I just don't understand how folks try to tell people how to live their lives. And it's really interesting. It's like, why don't you may need to focus on yourself a little bit more. You shouldn't be trying to focus on somebody else stuff. Mind your own
I
business.
mean, that's because people are keyboard thugs. They feel the courage to say the things and type the things that they wouldn't say to your face. Like, that's just how it is with social media, unfortunately. I mean, now I do think there's a such thing as oversharing.
What do you mean?
I don't need to know every single thing that you're doing every day. Like, I'm talking about there's one girl
Yeah,
who
yeah,
I went to school with. I'm not going to specify which part of life I went to school with her, but we went to school together.
you know who
And
you are. But go ahead.
I know about every time she hooks up with somebody. I know about every breakup. I know when she burns the boys' clothes up. I know that she terminated pregnancies. I know when she quits her job, when she gets a new job. I know when she's been asked to have a threesome, when she did it. Like, I don't need to know all of this. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Reddit. These are not journals. These are places to share memes and memories. That's it. And music. I don't want to hear about everything that you got going on. It's too much. That's
Yeah,
overkill.
yeah, it could definitely turn into that. A lot of folks have definitely made social media a major staple in their lives. Yeah, I mean, it is a major staple, unfortunately, in a lot of people's lives now. A lot of people have blame social media for a lot of comparison that goes on. A lot of people are creatures of habit and tend to compare ourselves to everything everybody else has going on. But unfortunately, with social media, it can definitely be very misleading. And back to the original question with is it okay to share your happiness? Of course it is. It definitely is okay. But you need to make sure, don't feel any type of way when somebody says something that you don't agree with, because like we stated earlier, you're opening yourself up to other folks' opinions on social media. So
You can
yeah,
feel
you
some
got to.
type of way if you want to, and you can respond how you want to. Because just like you open yourself up, the minute they come to troll you, they open themselves up to being checked.
Yeah, most definitely. And that is an issue, definitely, of course. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about following
Uh-huh.
this, and being open to social media. I also wanted to hit on how folks let social media influence them. Specifically, this TikTok challenge that's going on right now. It's the Kia. It's called a Kia challenge, from my understanding.
I
When
don't know what
folks
that
are
is.
taking, well, it's on TikTok apparently. It's called a Kia challenge, and folks are stealing people's cars, or I should say teenagers are taking Kias for spins, for spins. Let me correct that. Are
Is
taking
this
them for joyrides,
is this the
and
same
people are
challenge
dying.
before kids died?
Yeah, trying to do a TikTok challenge. It's called the Kia challenge. It's unfortunate, praise to all those families that were involved with that, but I just don't know what's going on nowadays. Like, what's to gain from that? Like, there's nothing to gain from that. Like, you're doing that, and then the result is one of two things. That is the worst possible case scenario that could happen in your life, or you end up locked up in some type of jail or juvenile detention center waiting to get picked up. Because that's insane. Like I really didn't realize all this was going on, but apparently this has been picking up a lot of steam as of late. The so-called Kia challenge, where folks are taking Kias and riding.
Last year there was the cha-cha slide challenge where people are driving and they slide to the left with their car and then to the right. And it's like, are you doing this to get a good laugh for yourself? Are you doing this to get followers? Are you doing this to blow up as a YouTuber and get money? Like, what is going through your mind where you would put yourself in harm's way for some views? That's really what I want. Like, what is it?
Everybody want that notoriety. Everybody want to be seen, and nothing good comes from it. Honestly, at the end of the day, like, yeah, you might get your little couple seconds of fame. You might make a little bit of money here, but in the long run, it's like you're really about to put a lot of stuff at risk, including, depending on what you're doing, your life, your safety, just so you can get a bunch of views or just so you can get notarized and a lot of that. Like, a lot of people are doing these things and not even monetizing off of this stuff at all. It's just for a bunch of views. Like, these people don't know who you are. They liking it because they're looking at it like on the other side of the camera or the other side of the video. When they see it, well, I wouldn't dare do nothing like that.
As far as we got was the cinnamon challenge. That's as far as we got, the cinnamon challenge. Even that was dumb. But it's like, it ain't as dumb as this stuff. Speaking of social media, I think people also use it for personal gain when it comes to monetizing what they have. So for instance, we already know Irv Gotti, he had a documentary coming out, and what did he do? He won't talk about Ashanti and how he had her, and oh yeah, after we slept together, we wrote the song Baby, because that's one of her hits. And Ashanti finally spoke back. She did her interview with Angie Martinez. She pretty much said that, like, Irv lies a lot. They weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but they clearly had some type of situationship going on. Do you feel like she should have responded at all?
Nah. She shouldn't have responded at all. But I think it was getting so out of hand to the point that she had to. And in the way he even went about even the whole situation, he definitely should have. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's one of those things where people think that the way that they're saying stuff is coming off, so smooth, and everybody is going to agree with the way I'm saying it. And he was trying to explain how the situation went down, called Ashanti the B word and this, that, and I'm just like, bro, what? Is that how you telling your story? Is that your selling point? Is that how you bring in someone else's name into a situation that they definitely didn't give you the okay to even talk about, more than likely, but you're going to say, oh, this is my life. Okay. But even then, you can't be bringing up other folks' names that don't give you said permission. Because it's just like, at that point, it's just like, I mean, that was...
It's corny.
I don't know, man. I just didn't agree with it. It was very distasteful, the way he went about saying it. It didn't even sound eloquent. And I don't know what kind of mess he really was trying to get over. I was just like, bro, like...
He was trying to make people watch his documentary.
Come on now, like, he didn't make me want to watch the documentary. He wanted me to stop listening or watching anything that had to deal with him. I was just like, come on now, that's Ashanti, you wilding, man. And he didn't even show her no respect or nothing. I'm just like, God.
I mean, she benefited. You slept with the producer and you got your hits and you got your money.
Yeah, but he didn't have to jump on no interview and call her no B word. I can't get down with that. I can't get down with that. And she ain't said nothing crazy to that man. That man brought her name up. I was like, what is going on? Does he owe him some money or something? Like,
no.
Sheesh.
Was there anything else?
Oh, no.
I just want to end this by saying, guys, please take care of yourselves, your physical health and your mental health as well, because it's a lot of craziness going on in the world. I have been Dashia D.
And it's been JStan.
Join us every Friday at noon.
And always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That boy Kanye harder than the Cash Money records in 1999. I'm trying to tell you. That boy hot right now.